if I've got something on my vision board, it's something that not just want, but also becomes a practical need as well. Because each image has to align with how you want to feel. So if you were to put things up there that you can't attain, we don't want any negative feelings to go with that. We only want the really positive energy alignment stuff to go with that vision. Hello and welcome. Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to your needs, the needs of the practicing natural therapist. With interviews, herbal discussions, something business and something clinical each week, you'll get the variety you need and enjoy to stay motivated in practice. Hello, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. Today, I thought we'd talk about vision boards and manifesting and how we can do that easily and succinctly and really get it happening for ourselves. And lots of you, I'm sure, manifest now and use vision boards now, but I just thought it'd be a really good idea to go through them again and think about how we can use them in life and what we do. I really, what is it that you want? Okay, so what is it that I want? So I want everybody to get better in practice, to get better in clinical practice, to feel confident in clinical practice, to be able to do the things they want to do, achieve what they want to achieve in clinical practice. So your vision is different to my vision because yours hopefully is I want to be good in clinical practice. I want to feel confident in clinical practice. So we need to know what we want, but we need to know how we feel about it as well, and what we want and how that makes us feel further down the line. So, we have to feel into these creations. We have to feel where they're coming from. We need to know what's motivating them. So I don't have a sickness moment in my life that I can go, oh, well, I was really ill and my life changed and I did this and here I am and now I want to be a naturopath. None of that. I saw nurses in beautiful red capes and I wanted to wear a red cape. I so wanted to wear a red cape. They didn't have them when I became a nurse. I really wanted to wear a red cape. And I heard stories of people who'd, broken legs and been in hospital and, all of the traumas and dramas they'd been through. And that's what motivated me into, as well as how I was brought up and school and my values and all of those things. But that was sort of what motivated me to be a nurse. Becoming a naturopath, it was just, I fell into it. And so when we're feeling what is it we need, where is it we come from, where are we going, we do need to look back at these motivating factors. And what was there? What was that motivating factor that aligned with us in that moment to make us want to do what we're doing? When we manifest, so manifesting is part of that vision. And the way that I manifest, it's called a rocket book. And you write on it in a particular type of biro that rubs out, but you don't use the rubbery end. You write on it and then you wash the page, interestingly. But anything will do. Any piece of paper, any book will do. That is not a problem. Anything that you can remove at the end of it. And so I wash it off. Some people burn that, some people bury them, some people rip them up and trash them. Because when we manifest, we need to think, what is my outcome here? What is it that I need? But what's all the negative stuff? And you need to gush that negative stuff out onto the page. You need to get rid of it. So you need some time, you need some space, and you need to be in the right headspace. So generally when I'm going to manifest, I will do a meditation first, and then I will sit in my most comfortable space. I've got to say I'm not the most comfortable I could be in the world right now. I'm slouched over and my neck is beginning to get sore. It's ridiculous. But this isn't where I choose to do my because in my office, I don't want to do any manifesting here. I try to be outside, or I try to be in a different space. I like to have a lot of air around me. And so I start out with my meditation. And then in that meditation, I'm asking myself questions. I may or may not pull a card. It just depends how I'm feeling. But that meditation is calming me, soothing me. It's aligning me and helping me to look forward so that my mind is clear. Then I get out my book, and generally during my meditation, I'm a bit fickle and I can lose the thread, and my brain, my mind will wander off. I'm not a brilliant meditator. So, but I will write down some of those things that came up, and I do focused meditations. I don't just sit quietly and say Om. Maybe if I sat quietly and said Om, it'd be different. But I follow meditations and or visualizations, and I sit and I take them in, and then afterwards I write notes on them, and then I start manifesting. I write down all the negative stuff that came up in that visualization or that meditation. I get it out and I get rid of it. And once it's out on the page, it's gone, it's finished. We don't look at that again, that's gone. And then I start to manifest. Then I start to write what it is I want, what my vision is, my clarity of my vision, how I think I can achieve that, what more I need to know, or where I can go for advice, all of the things, all of the stuff, and it starts flowing. I'm a bit of a dot pointer. I'm also a bit of a scrawler. So if somebody else did get a hold of my manifestation before I wiped it off the book, I think they'd struggle to read it anyway, to be honest, because I'm really writing quickly and I'm really scrawling it down. But I am putting it down on paper. I'm not typing it into the computer. I could do, I guess, but that's not how I think it needs to be done. I think we learn to write first, and I think that's got a big part of our brain going on. So we write it down, we scroll it down. Mine is utter scroll, but I get it all out while it's going on in my brain and coming out into my hand. It's making sense. It doesn't have to make sense afterwards. So I keep going. So I've got the negative out, that's gone. Then I'm getting the positive out, and I'm coming to focus of what I'm manifesting, what it is I want, what it is I need, how I think I can get there, and I start getting that out. Now, if beyond that, if I want to do a vision board, and I do the odd vision board here and there. They're in my office. The vision boards are always in my office. They're supposed to be on the wall so that when you wake up in the morning, it's the very first thing you see. But I actually have a fireplace on my side of the bed, so I can't have anything there because I've got a traditional corner fireplace, so I can't stick a vision board up. It's just impossible. So it's on the wall in my office. So when I see it, I've visioned, I've done my manifesting, and I've started to vision out, and I'm starting to align with what it is on my vision board and what it is I need and what it is I want. I'm really feeling into the feels of the things I want. And when I say want, we have to remember that if I were to put a Maserati up there, I have no idea. It's a car. There we go. That's as much as I know about a Maserati. I have no desire to buy a Maserati. I don't know why I said it. But were I to put a Maserati up there, it isn't something that I would go and get, or it isn't something that I could achieve in a month, or I actually don't know how much they cost. A lot. I'm assuming they cost a lot. The price of a small house. So if I were to put that up there, would I then create in myself a feeling of lack? Would I then create a feeling in myself, well, I can't have that, I can't achieve that, it's not a possibility for me, because in my vision, your vision board needs to be achievable goals right now. So you could have a futures board, and you could put that, huge, amazing, expensive car, or that other house, or the holiday house, or whatever it is, on your futures board, because then you can be working towards that. Because then when it gets closer and closer, and the money's there, and you can do it, or you can get the loans or whatever they are, you can then start going, okay, I want this object, this car, this house, this boat, whatever it is, and then you can bring it onto the vision board. But at the moment, that would be on a futures board. So if it is a car you're working towards, chances are it's a practical car. So they have to take the kids out, or to go long distance in, or to go on holiday in. And so we can manifest those things. They're not just objects because they're objects. I'm a great one for visualizing practical things. I'm a very practical person. I try to grow practical things in my garden. So if I've got something on my vision board, it's something that not just want, but also becomes a practical need as well. So I might want a bigger property that might have to go onto the futures board and then would come back onto this board. Because each image has to align with how you want to feel. So if you were to put things up there that you can't attain, we don't want any negative feelings to go with that. We only want the really positive energy alignment stuff to go with that vision. So we really want you to feel, free and confident, happy, successful, all of those really positive words, aligned, all of those positive words that come with success and with your future. Now, we're all different with how we do these things. So some people might do one on Pinterest. That's, on the computer, you can get a hidden board on Pinterest and you could have your vision board there. So as soon as you open your computer, it could then be your screenshot or screen. So you could have that there. So you see it as the first thing you do in the morning. If you can't put it on your wall, you could print out your Pinterest board. Or you could create in one of the creative suites on your computer if that's how you do things. Some people like sticking and pasting. So in which case it's magazines or printing pictures out of the computer and then cutting them out and sticking them down. So we do have to get our supplies together. I personally just write the word. So we're at a Maserati that I was going to be able to get at the end of the month. Then I would write in that box, Maserati, blue. I don't know if they sell them in blue, but if they do, then it would be blue. So it depends how you align. So mine are written words and there would be colour there. So I might write Maserati in blue. So maybe I need to change that. I'm more likely, what would I want? I might need a bicycle. Maybe I'd put a bicycle in there. My bicycle's broken. So maybe I should put a bicycle in my vision piece, because for me to vision that bicycle, it's got a number of things I'd like. I'd like those white rims. I'd like a basket. I'd like a really comfortable seat. So there's a number of things where I had to get the bicycle and then I'd have to source it and do all of those things. So there's time involved in actually getting anything like that. But we're going to get all of these together. You can do it with friends if you'd like to do it with friends. You could do it as a workshop with your clients. You could do it. There's many, many ways of doing your vision board. So once we've browsed for those images and the words and positive images that make you feel positive, that move you forward, that enhance you, okay, we don't want any feelings of lack or negativity. We only want things that are going to enhance you right now. So let's look at what areas we really need to fill out once we've started to connect with the desired feelings. So we need to date this vision board, and we need to have a start date and a completion date, because it's goal setting, isn't it? These are goals that we really need to complete, and we need to put them so it's almost a mind map. You can mind map with pictures. That might be a design, how you design it with a mind map style, with you in the middle and all of the branches being the different things like relationships or health, wealth, the love aspect of your life. These could all be coming off you in the center. It could be a grid pattern, which is what mine looks like. And then I've got education on there. I've got upcoming courses on mine. And so in that one, I've got the two. I've got the ones I'm delivering, but the ones I'd like to do as well. At the moment, travel is a little bit strange and different, but we can still look at different things. We can still imagine ourselves in the Maldives, lying in the sunshine, or wherever it may be that we can't get to at the moment, but we will be able to very soon. There might be a spiritual side to your vision board as well, and maybe even a futures side, has a reputation, how you see yourself portion to this as well. So, once we've nutted down our vision board with you as the center and these things to the side, then we can start focusing on them and we can have our goals towards them. So we then mind map how we're going to get to them. Because if you've got wealth on there and you want to attain X number of thousands of dollars by the end of the month, how are you going to do that? How are you going to get there? So then we've got our vision board, but then we need to mind map out how we're going to attain and reach those things. So if we've followed this little process, and it's a couple of hours, it is an afternoon or broken up into different times, so that, if you're going to meditate first like I do, then you've got that half an hour, 40 minutes to meditate, and then you might end up getting a cup of tea and your book out and doing it as you have your afternoon tea or as you're working, and then from there moving on to the next vision board stage, where you're looking things up, where you're finding those pictures that align, where you're deciding, what are my titles for this vision board? You might have love on there, or relationships. So, and be in a beautiful, happy, wonderful relationship, completely in love with your partner, but you still might put relationship and love on there, because you might want to say, 3 nights out, we can afford 3 nights out a week of one-on-one time, or or it might be building relationships. So it might be that you want to make connections with other people, and so you're putting on there that you need, I don't know, it could be something simple like you're building an extension. So your relationships aren't anything to do with your life or your closeness. They are to do with the other people around you, and love is where you put your family. And it might be that you're putting under relationships, electrician, plumber, blah, blah, blah. But it depends how you want to take each heading of your vision board and where you want to take it to and what you want to achieve with what's there. I mean, I've got education, but you might have career. So, I'm focused on my career, so I could still put that there, of mentoring other naturopaths and nutritionists and herbalists. So I might put that there under career as my focus, but then my education might be what I'm offering, but there's always things I want to learn too. There'll be short courses out there, there'll be interesting things, somebody will be offering a webinar that I'll really want to go to. There'll be something. There's always something that I want, education and learning wise. And so I put that on my vision board. I put it on my list and I've got it there. I've got a huge post-it note, basically. It's high vis yellow, so workman yellow. And I've got that as my vision board, and I've got that in a grid, and then I've got the things written in each of those. I've got relationships, I've got love, I've got health, I've got wealth, I've got education, and hobbies. Now, hobbies is an interesting one because we don't necessarily, we do have them, but we might not focus on them at times, or they might have been forgotten. So with the first lot of COVID tidying up, I pulled out some knitting that I started years ago. It was a baby blanket, a charity baby blanket. I started it years and years ago, and I thought, why didn't I finish this? This is easy. It's plain. It's not even any purl. It's just plain. And so I started knitting it, and as it turns out, the cat likes to play with the knitting needles, which is obviously why I stopped knitting it all those years ago. And so it's still back in the bag sitting there. So I have hobbies, and there's some I can do. My cooking, I make pickles and all those sorts of things. I make herbal tinctures. I like doing those sorts of kitchen-y things. So I do those. And I have to recognize them as my hobby, as my time out from all the other things. And have you got hobbies written on your vision board? Have you got other things written on your vision board? Reading books or whatever it might be. So I really hope that's helped with how to manifest and how to get that vision board going, so that you've got that focus, those goals sitting there in bold in front of you, so that it's exciting, and make it exciting for yourself. It's what you want to achieve. You look at those goals and you go, yeah, these are attainable goals. They're not futuristic goals. Those are on my futures board, which is behind or somewhere else. These are my attainable goals right now. And as I reach them, I can tick those ones off. I can put a new one there if I want to, or I can wait till I've ticked them all off before I do another vision board. So it's been absolutely brilliant talking to you today. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I really look forward to catching up with you again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.